सोने की शक्ति, देह और देह की दुनिया, सेकंड में बुला देती। सोने में जो बुलाने चाहिए वो बोल सकते, जो याद करने चाहिए उसमें समा जाते। सोने की शक्ति सहज समर्पण करा देती। सोने की शक्ति पाप समान बना देती। सोने सदा हर समय परमात्म साथ का अनुभव करत। सोने सदा अपने ऊपर पाप के दुआओं का हाथ छत्र छाया समान अनुभव करत। सोने असंभव को संभव इतना सहज कर देता जैसे कार्य वही बड़ा है। सोने निष्फल निश्चिंत अनुभव करत। सोने हर कर्म में निश्चित विजयी स्थिति का अनुभव करत। ऐसी सोने की शक्ति अनुभव करते हो ना।
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vyakti Parivar. So today, before we start, I would like to let you all know that from today, we'll be starting something new for our Avyakti journey. and it will be very interesting as we do have every Saturday chit chat. So I request everyone to stay back with us, and you all will enjoy. The name of the Avakti journey today is The Living Light. So you will know more later on. So let's start our series first. So today is day 24, Pilgrimage of Silence, Beyond and Above. Now we'll listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Yeah, feel so happy to be with the family every evening. Yeah, you feel happy? Yes. Wait to look at the family and be happy. Celebrate together. Today I had this thought that which I shared in Hindi. Some of you were there, that how there is not a single moment where mind doesn't think. Mind thinks constantly, all the time, every moment. Thoughts from here, there, thoughts from past, thoughts for the future. And same is intellect also. So in the body, breath is very consistent. Even if 1 second breath stops, it's not good for body, right? So that means we have to accept that breath consistent every moment, same is thought. Now we want to be happy, we want to be peaceful, we want to stay healthy. So what we have to do is to take care of thoughts, health of the mind, emotional health. So every time, whatever happens, use a virtue, love. Baba said, power of love, but also churning and reflecting on Baba's Murli. I know with Dadis, when I used to stay, every time they will say, Baba said this, Baba said this. These days I don't hear much. All the time they will remember what Baba said, what Baba said, what Baba said. That is why their stage was so stable, so firm, so much determination. And I think that's what we all have to achieve, I feel. Whenever we just remember what Baba said in the morning and keep repeating and then keep thinking about the blessing. So we will look into that, and then I'm just giving you a point. And then this far-sightedness is actually when we see through the third eye of knowledge. Because other people see everything just through these eyes. So when they decide or they have to do any action, they're not far-sighted. But we, Baba's children, have the knowledge of beginning, middle, and actions, good actions, neutral actions, negative actions. We have full knowledge. And that knowledge is in the intellect. And third is eye of knowledge or eye of intellect. So whatever in our lives we think and decide is far-sighted. Because Baba tells us that, okay, this world is Tamoguni, Iron Age. And whatever we do when it comes to old world, there will be sorrow, there will be loss. So now when I have to spend time or something, what education we give to children, they think about their investment or whatever savings, you can actually be far-sighted in that I should not do anything where I lose anything or it becomes a bondage. Because most of the actions, even whatever we decide for that action, is coming from some karmic bondage. And that will definitely, settling means losing, right? So, because of the knowledge, the third eye, think from that. That means look through the eye of knowledge and plan your life accordingly, or plan your day even. So, it's very, very good to experiment. I think some of you must have churn on that. I did few times a day to say what is third eye saying or saying. And this definitely helps us to. So it's in the silence. My capacity to be far-sighted is increasing. Because that's what we are thinking that. Because there are certain situations where you just need to be quiet, silent, don't say anything. So some power will come from there. Yesterday, I was wondering when dealing with certain thoughts, then Baba said, merge them or transform them. So merging was not happening, but transformation happened, and I could substitute those thoughts with two good qualities. And I was very light and happy, and I said, oh wow, that's the solution. And that's the solution for everything, like Baba said, use the power of love. Because everyone is touched when there is pure love, when we say something. As Baba said, there is no labor, there is no, everything becomes possible, nothing is impossible. But all this has to be experimented. Right? But also, I use a lot on when Baba says canopy of protection was our homework. To remain really completely free from influence of what we are seeing, what we are listening, especially listening and seeing are very, very important. Whatever you see, it keeps coming back, the image and also the voice. What I heard, what I saw, what I heard, what I saw. So not to be influenced by that. No, if it's necessary to listen, you will. If necessary to see, you will see. But not be influenced. Stay under canopy of protection. That was our homework for today. Let's see what is for tomorrow. Anyway, it is beyond and above. That is for tomorrow. How to be beyond and how to be above. So you all will reflect on that. So it's a little longer, but it's very interesting. Do you always have your spiritual form in your awareness? Do you always have your spiritual form in your awareness? Brahmins will become angels and angels will become deities. You have solved this riddle, have you not? Do you know how to solve riddles? So in a second, become a deity from a Brahmin, become a deity from a Brahmin, and then a deity who goes beyond the cycle becomes a Brahmin. And then Baba says, one who So then become a deity again. Brahmin, deity, Brahmin, angel. So you always have the riddle of hum so hum in your intellect. Those who solve a riddle, they get a prize. So you have received a prize, have you not? Even in the future, you would not receive what you have received now. So what have you received at a price? You have found the Father himself, and now you belong to Father. Compared to the future kingdom, this attainment is elevated. So always continue to move forward with the intoxication and happiness that you are an elevated soul who has won a prize. Always keep the riddle and the prize in your awareness. Riddle and the prize in your awareness, and you will automatically continue to move forward. Hum so hum. Brahman so angel, angel so deity, Brahman so deity, and then again went through cycle. So this will be also keeping this awareness will help us to go beyond and above. No? In silence, keeping the awareness that I am Brahmin, I am becoming angel, will help me to remain above and beyond. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So now we will get our homework. And again, to let you all know that as I announced in the beginning, that today in our Vyakti's journey, we have something very new. And I'm sure you all will enjoy a lot. It's called The Living Light. So please stay back with us. So let's get our homework first. So I would like to invite our angel, Sister Elizabeth. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Bhumika Ben. Thank you. And thank you, Mohini Didi, so much also to remind us of the prize. And of course, these riddles we can solve through our own experience to invoke our original form as the angel and then deity and then again as the Brahman. So let's look at our homework for tomorrow. Beyond and above, through the pilgrimage of silence, I go beyond any limitations. And up above, I fly like a bird and reach the subtle region and take drishti from Baba. I fly back down and land on the branch of the Kalpa tree of action. So now together, let's share this experience of going beyond and above in this meditation and melodies. Om Shanti. In the stillness, I, the soul, go beyond the pull of the physical world. Through the pilgrimage of silence, I go beyond any limitations, and I go up above. I, the soul, am constantly double light. And I fly like a bird and reach the subtle region. I take drishti from Baba. The soul is double light, and I remain above. And so the vision goes above, and it pulls souls to go above. I fly back down and land on the branch of the Kalpa tree of action. Beyond the earth, beyond the sky, constantly light, the soul can in God's company. The soul is always free. Souls can see and be pulled to fly with me. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So welcome to Vyakti Journey. So today is Friday. So every Friday we'll be having this new series. It's called Mohini Didi, the Living Light, exploring together the beauty and brilliance of the truth. So the host for this series is our dear angel Sister Wadi. So she will let us know all about this, that what exactly we will be doing. So I won't say much. I would like to invite her. Welcome, Sister Wadi.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bhumi Ben. For the most part, past that for these next few weeks or however long, we're going to be exploring stories that you have.
Sister Wadi, somehow we didn't hear anything. So can you please repeat your...
Are you hearing?
It's keep muting. Now it's okay. Yes.
All right, okay. So, Om Shanti, everyone. Good evening. Thank you, Bhumi. Thank you all for the invitation. And as far as I have understood, what we're going to be doing over the next number of weeks is exploring the stories that you, for the most part, have contributed rather than about the daddies and the other seniors, but actual stories in which you were involved with Mohini Ben, and in which, by her presence, her actions, her directions, you learned something. And so we're going to hear a story each Friday evening, and it will be Brother Dev who will narrate the story. We won't use your names. And although I'm quite sure that for the most part, Mohini Didi will not remember these stories, because as I sometimes tell people, they're not her story, they're your story. Your life was changed by them. Whereas Sister Mohini was just doing what Sister Mohini does, and that is expressing her truth, her wisdom, and her light. So they're really your stories. And so very humbly being given the chance for you to share. And I'm hoping that some of you will be inspired or will be reminded of how your life also, that there was a shift in your consciousness by some direction or seeing the example of Sister Mohini. And so that's why we're referring to it as the living light, because our gratitude, thankfulness that Mohini Didi is still with us, that she's still here on this continent, and of course available, that is, that she's readily available every single night. And so, Brother Dev, please come, share the story, and then we will get to ask Sister Mohini about how she sees this. Welcome, Death Bhai.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sister
Om
Vadi.
Shanti.
You can hear me all right?
Yes, very well. Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation. And it's a Friday evening, seems to be a good evening for the storytelling. Everybody would have done with their work and relaxing, ready for the weekend. So it can be a nice inspiration to take with them. So I would like to tell this story. This was from one of the brothers in the region. So the story goes like this. I was very new in Baba's knowledge and also in the field of service, but very intoxicated and enthusiastic. I had learned that we should say Hanji in the field of service, and that is the best way to earn many blessings from Baba and the Brahmin family. However, sometimes that used to put me in a situation where more than one instrument soul would give different directions. And it used to be very challenging to decide whom to say yes and whom to say no. Once when Didi was visiting our center, I explained to Didi my dilemma and asked what I should do in such situation. Didi smiled and said, "It will always be that all souls, including instrument souls, will give different directions. But when it comes to you, you should keep Baba with you and decide with Baba which task needs to be done first and which task can wait or perhaps not needed. If you decide this way with Baba's help, both the instruments will be happy with you, both instruments will be happy with your decisions." I'm so happy to get such invaluable guidance from Didi, and I can proudly say ever since, not only Brahmin family, but Laukik family and people at my workplace also gave regard to decisions I made. So that's the story. I just want to, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to perhaps congratulate this brother to having this thought to speak what he was going through, because many times we will be in different situations, but may not necessarily take the courage to talk to Baba's instruments and see if there is a way for me to get a direction. So firstly, I think that's really something very nice. And I also felt that as I was reading this, like as Didi heard the story, if you notice, like she was not so keen on asking who, what, when, who are they, none of those things. It's like her intent was connecting that soul to Baba. Okay, like ask Baba, be with Baba, and then see what you decide, and that would be the best thing. I think that was really something, quite a learning to actually take place.
Yeah, that was what struck me too. And although I had seen this story, but I hadn't paid any attention to who it was from. And so the scenario in my mind is that it was a sister and that the two instruments were sisters. And so I have to reevaluate maybe, as is the case in some of our centers, the instruments are the brothers. And that it could have been a completely different thing. So instead of it being a sister, and so again, congratulations to the brother for being able to go to Didi and share his little confusion, if you like. And so will Mohini Ben come on now, and we can maybe ask her about this? Hello, sweet sister Mohini. This is so good for me, because this is something really that I've been missing, in a sense, not having access in the way that we once would, and being able to ask you these questions. And so, like Devbai said, one of the things that instantly catches one's attention is that you don't remember this scenario, right? No, I wouldn't have thought so, because as I say, it's the brother's story, it's not your story. But the fact that you were respecting the positions and the decisions of all three of them. Whereas maybe with less wisdom, my inclination might be to try and find out who's right and who's wrong. But you didn't take away whatever regard the person had for the instruments. You didn't question them, their integrity. And I just, that was what struck me most about the thing. And so, and I've seen this with Daddy Janki too. And part of her thinking was that if she takes sides, then she's not able to assist either of them. And so is there ever a case for taking sides, or is taking sides never a solution?
Of course, there's one fundamental quality within us should be love for everyone, not based on what they are and what they do, but respecting the soul is really love for the soul.
Mm-hmm.
And when there is love for the souls, then we know that everyone's thinking, everyone's effort, everyone's following Baba will be very different, right? Yeah. Sometimes they will be in a good state, sometimes ordinary. But, some of the points from Baba's Murli, and then we put them as dharna when Baba says either both are wrong or both are right. So first I thought, how is that possible? And now I find that yes, it's true. Everyone is right in their own way. And so from love, what other virtue emerges, which I keep in mind to respect everyone. Because of any reason, if that soul loses trust or loses courage, then like for me, I always feel that was it because what I said, it because what was decided. And so true service is really where whatever we decide, there every soul should be comfortable with that, at least from my side. Maybe their own internal feelings could be because of lack of self-respect or lack of self-trust, but not from me. Because what I have received in my life from my ancestor souls, dadis, is lot of love and respect. And all the realizations which I have is because of those two qualities. So anyone, of course, instruments, but any sevadhari, anyone, one who comes to Baba, because that's the fundamental quality I use and we should all use is love and respect. Anyone, what I'm saying, of course, as I said, even very simple sevadari, let's say in Gyan Sarovar, we go to Shantivan, there are nivasis, but there are sevadharis, right? And I think everyone, whenever they look at the instrument, they just expect a loveful drishti, a smile, and possibly a toli. So if we can't give that, at least give that much to everyone, because then their bhavna towards Baba, their self-trust, especially their bhavna for yajna will keep increasing. But if they don't receive that, which is true sustenance, then somewhere with the time, they will find that they don't have that much love for yajna. So at least for me, whatever I do is what is good for yajna and what is good for them. Because whatever is good for them will be good for yajna. And I always like whether it is a small center, big center, or Madhuban, that yajna should be sustained. And if everyone who is serving has bhavna, no, because we know that everyone is volunteer. We're not paying anyone, right? So if they are Baba's children, they have come. Sometimes I find in Dadi's cottage, very good mothers, brothers are sevadaris. But you have to treat them in a way that they have come to serve yajna. They are not at my personal service. They have come to yajna and they are helping me. That's how I see. I don't see they are serving me. I feel they are helping me, but they have come to serve yajna. So if we have that bhavna for them, they are happy. You know what I'm saying? When you go in, you have to do something. They are ever ready. They are ready to listen what you have to say. But there are some people, their kind of expectation from them. They are very forceful. They are very demanding. And the way they will see as if they are there. One is server, other is servant, right? We have to treat everyone as a server. And I know, of course, instruments, but I'm talking of here every server. Because let's say somebody is making bhog. No, sometimes it does happen, little things happen. But we can tell them what is right, but tell them in a right way and in right words. Never undermine what they did because it hurts them a lot. Like, why you didn't do this? This should be like that. I think it affects the souls a lot. And I feel that we want their hearts to be happy when they are serving. They come to center with bhavna. They do whatever they have to do with very, very loveful feelings instead of as a duty, you know. But some do as a duty, but some do it with lot of bhavna. And you see the difference. They come happy, they go happy, they stay happy. So I don't want to see anyone leaving and not crying or have like little bit of sorrow of any kind. Always remember why they come to Baba, why they come to Baba's home, why they come for love, for peace, and to see how the things work. Right? I give you example. We used to have in Harmony House a Jewish woman, and she was very prominent in the area. Everyone knew that last name, and so when she came, she was kind of first student, beginner in when Harmony House began. And when she will go home, she will start cleaning. So her husband said to me, what happened to her? As soon as she come from center, she start cleaning. So I said, why don't you ask her? And her husband was also kind of known person. And she said, because center is so clean, everything is so clean. So she took that and she started cleaning at home. So her husband was very impressed by that. I also had been saying that the way you do, you can serve your lokiks. Even if they don't take gyan, like he won't come. But he appreciates what is taught and cooperates. And if we need anything, anytime, our protection even in the area was people knew they also go there. This couple goes there. So all other neighbors, you know, they had respect. So we have to think in a unlimited way, I think.
Beautiful. I love that about not undermining what someone has done. Even if in some instances they will ask for your opinion, they will ask for your honest opinion about something. But I suppose they can only accept that if, again, you've shown them something else as well. And so, although the instruments, no doubt, surrendered, and what they're doing is for the yajna and everything else, but how to ensure that those in your care trust that despite your personality or whatever, or your manner sometimes, that the student can still trust that your intentions for them are the best.
Because see, what is service is to serve the soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we know what soul needs. Because what I feel when I am receiving something, so soul is being served. Like if Daddy is sharing love, his soul is being served, right? Mm-hmm. So we also, as an instrument, we have to remember, because we are so task oriented, you know, in the sense of let the work be done as soon as, you know, because our intellect is really sometimes, or sometimes in rules, regulations, sometimes in, you know, like it's fixed into some kind of external things. And because of that, our attitude or sometimes words which we speak are not really very much giving happiness, power, or encouraging. And I always feel that anyone who comes in touch with us soul should be served. Like the soul got love, felt peaceful, felt that I got more courage now, you know. So if we remember that I have to serve the soul, and now because while doing service, we have such a big organization. We have the rules, regulations, system, this, that. But Baba, Mama, they also taught us, but very lovingly. Mama used to correct us also. Didi Mohini used to correct us, but with lot of love. When you say something with love, not like a command or like a commandment kind of thing, then it's more accepted nicely. And I think people start feeling like they are equal to us and we all are Baba's children. I mean, that's our fundamental principle, right? Whatever anyone's duty is, but they are serving Baba's yagya. It's because of love for Baba. If you look at householders, I really appreciate them, right? Whether whatever they put in Baba's Bhandara, somewhere they are saving or not spending, or that when it comes to time, when it comes to use of body, they have full day job, but still they will come for half an hour, whether cleaning or kitchen or any kind of service or teaching. So I think one thing we have to do, appreciate everyone, that what that soul is doing. Like Baba uses word speciality, look at speciality. But that is after that. But first is appreciation of everyone, whether it is from any background, any nationality, any religion, but just have that love, which is very, very important. And I think that appreciation is something which I find that is very, very good. We should start anything we have to say to that soul. Like they say, Mama, someone made some mistake. First we'll tell, you are so good in doing this. You are so good in doing this, but just pay a little more attention to this. And I like that way very much. And also then they say, look, Baba is teaching us. This is what Baba says. So really true direction is what Baba says.
So when, like in that situation that that Dev shared, and I know you won't remember it specifically, but what about, do you actually think at this, sorry about this, do you actually think at that moment, this is what I should respond, or it's just, it's coming from your inner being, you just are that anyway, that you don't get caught up in who's right, who's wrong? Does it just come spontaneously? Thinking even in terms of, because you have many instruments living with you in White House and Harmony House, do you need to know each one of them and how they're going to respond to situations? Or is your response going to be general for everyone, or it's going to be specific when it comes to each one?
A lot of people like to unload their feelings, right? Whatever they feel, they say it. And I feel I have to respect feelings of other person too. In the sense of even whatever. I mean, definitely you know exactly how people can understand and respond. Let's say if there is a soul, to make her understand, I have to use a particular language or way.
Okay.
Because she will understand, but first there is subtle resistance or like, oh no, maybe I don't want to take it. So I know that if I say this way, she will understand. I always feel that how to interact in a way which helps soul, not make them feel all the time what they are not doing is right or this is not right. I always say it's not like a court, in the sense like, okay, judgmental all the time. But we are family, let everyone feel comfortable. And honestly, when young ones come, I give them lot of freedom because I want to observe first that how they really come from, what way they will decide. And that gives them not only freedom, but their trust grows.
Good.
And they learn a lot. Plus, then I know now that where to give them limit, where to how much to trust them. But if
Yeah.
I don't allow and it's just the dictates they have to follow, I think then their power of discern and what they are about to offer to Yagya, they will not be able to offer.
That's
They
beautiful.
can only offer whatever they have if they have freedom and they know the boundaries also. And that's what I take little bit style with. And that is why I think that even young ones find it enjoyable to stay with me because they get that much love and trust and freedom, right?
I don't know if, because we're coming up to 8:30, but like over your more than 60 years with Baba, would relationships always have been part of your focus, or is it something that or you service was maybe your first focus and your yoga, etc., and then relationships was something that just evolved or developed, or you always focused on right relationships?
I think that Dadi Janki always say there is a kind of joy in relationship, right? Which you cannot get even when you have finished your task or anything. And I feel at confluence age, if we cannot have that joy, being together, working together, and of course, when I started my service places, there were always 13, 14 of us.
Yeah.
In Delhi, we were 13, 15, but also in my Lokik, I'm from a very extended family. 30 of us used to stay in a big place, in the sense. And I think that I grew with, that you have to have people around and in a very loving and good relationship. Even there are people, everyone had different mood and ways. But I always tell them, okay, if we are 7 of us, if every day one gets upset, that doesn't matter. Give a day to that person because everyone is trying to make efforts. But don't pick on that person. Say why she is like this today. I just say it's her day. Not now, but when they are young and not very mature. So because of something, they're not very happy. So we all have this thing, okay, let her go inside, let her sort out and not kind of why you're like this. You shouldn't be like that. It doesn't help. So I have certain ways to maintain relationship for years, honestly. And there are some who are staying with me for 40 years. Even very difficulties. But they are also Baba's children. They are also Baba's instrument. Anywhere they go, they might have to face similar. So I don't lose that love for them.
Beautiful.
As I said, even there were a lot of difficulties, but somehow or other not gave up, on those souls. And then I said, but I always have drishti. They are Baba's children, Baba's instruments, and continue.
So next week we will explore hopefully more in terms of relationships and your quality of being able to be above and beyond in responding to certain things. So thank you so much, Sister Mohini, for responding. Deb, happy?
Thank you. I didn't know until I look at the slides and I said, oh, I didn't know. Anyway, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you, Adilan. That was very nice. So the essence is that really love and respect is at the core of everything.
Yeah.
Right? And then really look at their specialties, appreciate what they do. Even if you have to say something, appreciate what they have done good, and then a little correction that is needed. And relationships is at the very core because that's what brings more joy, even whatever service we do. So beautiful. Thank you so much.
You should have been a journalist, a reporter, Dev. You summarized that beautifully.
No, it was very clear today.
Okay. Om Shanti.
Okay. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you very much. That was wonderful. So, as you all heard, that we will take up one story every Friday. So, as you heard the story today, so we are looking for similar kind of story where we can inspire others and get answers for others too. So, you send your stories and we'll see which one we can bring it to Friday evening. So, once again, thank you so much.
Om Shanti and good night, everyone.